Y'all, guess what, y'all? We are 5 Beau days away from being 10,000 strong. Give it up to yourselves. Give it up to yourselves. I know. Your girl is happy. I feel better today. Those teas definitely detoxed me, but we ain't even gonna get into that. Let's get into the story at hand. If you enjoyed yesterday of me telling you about hair growth myths versus the facts and giving you all the tea, you're gonna definitely enjoy today. Because today we're talking about the tape-in extensions. I'm doing all the answers to your questions. Here we are. So before I get into the meat and potatoes for y'all, okay, let me give you the appetizer. Make sure that you go and get a consultation. That is so imperative. It's so important. It is so for you to do. Go and get a consultation, a dedicated consultation. Literally book an appointment just for a consultation, not a consultation over the phone. Go sit in whoever's space is going to do your tape-in hair extensions and get a consultation. This is going to be beneficial for you because it is going to let you know, one, if your hair is in the right state, form, or condition to even do an integrated style like this. And number two, the hairstylist that you're working with, the cosmetologist, or however y'all want to call it, beauty hairstylist, cosmetologist, beauty shop, whatever. This is going to let you know firsthand who you are dealing with, who's doing your hair. Okay. Tape-ins are an integrated hairstyle. What does that mean? That means that all your damn hair is out. The majority of your hair is out. And so because the majority of your hair is out, there is going to be quite a bit of upkeep. So this is something that you have to know beforehand. That way you're not walking in blindly, okay? So first question, can you get this installed and maintain it on your own? Absolutely. You absolutely can maintain it on your own, but you need to really be educated on how to maintain it on your own. You need to ask all the questions. You need to, and if you're dealing with a stylist who doesn't want to tell you kind of like how to maintain this service at home, find somebody else, because that means that they're all about money, and that means that they're really not going to tell you the truth if you should even be getting this type of service or not in the first place. Okay. Question number 2, will tape-ins damage my hair? Tape-ins can absolutely damage your hair, especially if they're not installed properly, especially if they're not maintained properly. So prime example, if you go to a hairstylist or if you're doing them at home on your own and you literally put the tape extension right up against the scalp line, that will cause attention, that can cause weight, that can really damage your hair. Or if you're not maintaining them and you got a lot of new growth and the extensions are literally just hanging in there, that can definitely damage your hair. If you're not taking them out properly, it's so many ways they can damage your hair, y'all. So absolutely, I will answer that truthfully and tell you they can damage your hair. But if you are maintaining them properly, if they're installed properly, and you are really doing the do, baby, you're gonna be good. How long do tape-ins last? So technically, let me stop. So technically, most stylists will tell you 6 to 12 weeks. I am not most stylists. I really take pride in everything I do, so I'm going to tell you 4 to 6. And the reason I say 4 to 6 weeks is a long time. 4 weeks is a month. 6 weeks is a month and a half. That is a long time for tape-in hair extensions to be in your hair with the normal wear and tear of the day. Tape-ins are not built like a sew-in. So when they're telling you 6 to 12 weeks, 12 weeks is 3 months. That's sew-in type stuff. Think of your hair with a sew-in at 12 weeks. So I would not tell you 6 to 12 weeks for tape-in hair extensions. Now, you can wear them for 3 months, coming in, getting upkeep, coming in, getting retouches and stuff like that, and maintenance, right? But just at home, just put this in your hair and go 6 to 12 weeks, not gonna happen. Not gonna, because at 4 weeks, it's time to start like retouching. 6 weeks is time to really take down. So 4 weeks, I would even suggest you could retouch, take down, reinstall. 6 weeks is definitely, it's time to reinstall. So 12 weeks, girl. Do I remove tape-ins from my hair with my hair damp, or do I remove them when my hair is dry? that is really going to be a preference, but I'm going to tell you why my preference leans stronger to removing them dry. When your hair is wet, it is at its most fragile. So if you are spraying the solution, or if you're one of those who's trying to take it down with like conditioner and stuff like this, and your hair is wet, you're going to come out with a lot of pulling and stuff like that. It is better to take these down when your hair is dry, simply because when you spray the solution on there, it's going to break down that bond. You don't have any water fighting against that oil or against whatever solution base that is to cause a friction. It's just immediately being sprayed on, poured on, sits for a minute to two, or you know, whatever, gently rub it out and take them out. I would definitely strongly suggest taking tape-in hair extensions out while your hair is actually dry. This way you're able to better see and see if you had shedding only, or if there is some breakage, or just seeing how the tape-ins did in your hair or your client's hair. All right, good question, y'all. Is maintenance a must with a hairstylist? It is not a must with a hairstylist. You can absolutely maintain your tape-ins extensions at home. You do not have to go to a stylist. But let's be truthful. Are you really gonna do the work? Really? Are you really gonna go through that shampoo and condition struggle? Are you really gonna go through that air dry to blow dry struggle? Are you really going to not put the wrong products in your hair? Are you really, like, seriously, like, let's have the discussion. If you go out today and it's raining and this is an integrated style and your hair is now all poofed out, are you going to be able to know how to go in and tell the difference between the extension in your hair and actually get in there and do it? Are you going to know how to pass that iron from your roots, skipping the tape, to the extension and down? Because you cannot put that heat on the tape. So yes, you can maintain them at home. Just know that tape-ins is not, y'all, it is not it's not a sew-in, it's not a wig, it's not I'm gonna get this installed and I'm gonna go. It is actually a hairstyle that it is beautiful, it is seamless, but it is a lot of maintenance. Can you reuse tape-ins? Yes, absolutely, yes, unless you go buy some cheap hair. And the reason I say this is, like, if you buy cheap hair with the tape-ins on there, or you buy cheap hair and you make your own tape-ins, 9 times out of 10, the only reason you won't be able to reuse that specific hair is simply because the hair is cheap. Because the tape, you cannot reuse. Once you cut that tape to the extension, whether you're doing it on bulk hair, wefted hair, the tape, once it's applied on, and the tape is removed, the tape itself you cannot reuse. That's like getting a piece of Scotch tape, putting it on a Christmas gift, and then coming back and trying to delicately peel it from the wrapping paper to reuse it on something else. You cannot reuse the tape, but you can reuse the extension if the hair is good quality. What is too long to leave in tape extensions? Anything over 4 to 6 weeks. Anything over 6 weeks. With natural hair in humid regions, how do you blend your hair to the tape-in extension? Very good question. What I would suggest is, if you're getting them made, which you should always be getting your tape-ins made so that they're customized to your hair as closely as possible. You can play with color, you can play with all kind of stuff on tape-ins, and put this in your hair and really have a beautiful install, right? But that beautiful install does start with the foundation. And if you are trying to blend your hair because you live in a very humid climate, you live in a dry climate, anything like this, then I'm going to suggest getting a Tancho stick. It's a wax stick, or you can use any type of wax sticks. I know, is it Caracare? I can't remember, but there's quite a few wax sticks that are actually good. The reason I say a wax sticks, because wax repels moisture and water. So if you are trying to blend some of your leave out, which I'm assuming you're talking about what's going to be like the perimeters or the top, right? Because you're not blending all the stuff that's beneath. You're trying to uniform what people see, your edges, your top. I would not suggest using anything that's like a mousse or things like that, because all those things have natural like oils and conditioners and stuff like that in there, and these will lead eventually to your tape ends slipping out. But wax applied directly to the hair and not the tape end, you can actually maneuver that wax to tame your hair so that your hair blends better, especially if you live in a very humid climate. Will tape ends thin out my hair due to pulling, weight, or the removal process? Tape ends really should not damage your hair if they're done correctly. However, if your hair feels weighted, that's because the tape ends have outgrown horribly, and so it is time to kind of take them out. Or it could be because maybe your stylist did a sandwich method and did not put enough hair in between the two pieces, right? Or if you have really thin hair and they did a sandwich method instead of doing a single row, right? Then your hair can feel weighted, and that would put stress on your roots and cause breakage. Not shedding, breakage. If you are one that's pulling the tape ends out because you put in conditioner and you're just pulling them out, yes, that's going to damage your hair. But the typical removal process, if done properly, this will not damage your hair. It will not thin out your hair. When you take out your tape end extensions, you will see shedding, because if you had them in 4 weeks, it's just like with anything else. That hair is inside a tape, so that hair not gonna fall off the tape, sis. It's stuck in between the tape with your hair and the other thing, because it's like pretty much a soft glue. So with that being said, that hair will remain on that tape, but you should not see a lot. You should really just see what you normally shed in a day. This one right here, this is one you have to pay attention to. So somebody asked me, do I use pliers when I take out my tape ends? My answer is no, and this is the reason why. When I do tape ends, I don't like to put the pliers in between to separate the tapes, right? So that I can loosen the bonds. You have a lot of stylists that will come in. I shouldn't say a lot, but I have seen on YouTube stylists that come in with the pliers and stick them in between the little needle nose pliers and kind of like loosen up the bonds. Yeah, that's a no. And that's kind of like combing your hair in the shower with a rat tail comb. That's a no. The solution is the solution for a reason, and if you are using the correct solution, you don't need to loosen anything. That solution is literally citrus based, and it's going to come on there and it's going to break down that tape to where that tape literally slides off without pulling any of your hair. So there's no need to go into something that's stuck together. Think of you putting something in between two pieces of tape, and then you take like a sewing needle or something and you're sticking it in there trying to make an opening to wedge between. Just let that resonate with you for a little bit. What hair types are tape ends created for? Y'all ain't ready for this truth. So tape ends are not made for textured hair. Tape ends are not made for ethnic hair. They're not. Tape ends are really made for straight hair textures. But tape ends are so beautiful that we want people like them. They're so convenient. People like them. I started doing tape ends 2007. And at that time I would charge $100 for the application because everybody didn't know about tape ends, right? For the install, because it would take me about an hour to an hour and a half to do. So that's how I was doing them, right? Oh, my chains are tangled. I'm sorry, y'all. And because they were not popular with our African American clients, with my African American clients, I was doing them a lot on like my Caucasian and my other clientele, Mexicans, stuff like that, and my Chinese too. Well, most of my Chinese would do fusion. They would do fusion, but still, either way. So when I started introducing it to like my black clients, they were like, tape ends, what? I could probably go back. I don't know if I have them on this laptop or not, and show y'all pictures of when I started doing them back in 07. Some of my clients that got them, but once they got them and they saw, they loved them, and they would just come in for the maintenance, and I would try to teach them to do it at home, but they still would just come in anyway. So I'm saying that to let y'all know they are not made for our hair type. That's why it's so important that if you are natural, that you really get a consultation, because you have to think about, like, when you go to shampoo or stuff like this and you have that new growth, and it's like, how are you going to straighten out that new growth to make it now blend with this tape-in? And if you get curly hair, because you know some of y'all like to play that role, well, I'll just get curly and wear my hair curly all the time. But this is the thing, your hair naturally gets woven into that tape. Your hair that hair naturally gets woven into that tape, stuff like that. And y'all, that really can create havoc. It really can create a mess, like, if you don't know what you're doing, right? So I'm trying to be politically correct, but y'all, they were not created for us. But we can wear them. We just have to go the extra mile when wearing them. That's why you hear so much that tape-ins are a lot of work. Tape-ins are a lot of work. It's because they weren't created for us. All right. Can I install tape-ins if I'm trying to hide breakage? I wouldn't. Like, if you came to me and I did a consultation, I would not do them on your hair if you're having breakage. I would not do it on your hair if you're having a lot of shedding. I wouldn't even really suggest a weave style for you if you are going through one of those two. And I can do a whole nother video about that on my reasons why, but that's going to be my answer, because I'm really all about healthy hair. Like, it's cool. There's so many stylists out here that they worry about, you know, and let me not just say stylists. It's so many clients out here that just worry about how their hair looks when it's finished. No, you need to be worried about how your hair looks underneath all of that. Like, your edges, your density, your texture, your scalp. It's so many things you should be worrying about before getting a weaving service, because the whole goal is to have undetectable weaves. That's why it's so crazy to me, because now with weaves, so many girls walk around and it's detectable. When I was growing up, you wanted your weave to be undetectable. That's what made it flawless. Undetectable. People can get on camera all day and have on a wig and edit that out to where you can't see it on things and talk about it's laid and all of this, but that's not the case, y'all. In person, when you see them, you will know it is a wig. So I don't know. I'm just one of those stylists. Like, I believe in healthy hair, and I believe in taking care of your hair. And then if you want to do an extension, if you want to do a weave, if you want to do a wig, we can do that too. But we're going to make sure that our hair is right first. All right, what solution? Y'all have heard me talking about solution. What solution do you use to remove tape ends? I use C22. When tape ends first came out, this was the solution they advertised that they used, and it is very, very good. It used to be very hard to find, but now you can purchase it on Amazon. You can go into your local beauty supply store. I think Walmart.com also sells C22. There are so many places you can find it, and it's very cost efficient. You can spray it on, and then you just let it kind of sit, and you start to rub those around, and they come out. Literally, that takedown process is not long at all, especially when done with the right products. I would tell you to use C22. That's all I use to remove tape ends. Never had an issue. All right, what is the shampoo and conditioning process with tape ends? Ooh, child, that's a whole nother video. Okay, no, I'm gonna try to keep it real simple. So when you shampoo, you can shampoo your tape ends, right, yourself. You do not have to go into a stylist to shampoo your tape ends yourself, but your natural hair is going to revert to whatever your natural texture is. And when it gets time to condition, because you have to condition your hair to reclose the cuticle, reclose the shaft, you know, so that the cortex is back closed, right? When you go in to use your conditioner, you cannot put conditioner along that tape in line. So your conditioner, you may have to milk starting from the bottom up. And then that's why I say it's best to go to a stylist, because when it comes to where your roots are, you do have to condition your roots. You can't leave them open, if that makes sense. Because whenever you shampoo, the hair the hair strand opens, right? So you can't condition just the bottom and leave that part there. So it's a little technical how you have to get in there and redo the new growth without the tape in slipping out. And sometimes you may still get a tape in occasionally to slip out, but if you do it correctly, it won't. I actually show a short where I actually shampooed my hair with conditioner, and y'all can shampooed and conditioned my hair. You can check that one out. Whew. Can I blow dry my hair with tape ins? If it's on hot, no. Because every time you apply heat to that tape in, whether it's a flat iron when you're straightening your hair or a blow dryer, that tape expands because it almost like it melts and then it contracts. And then when it contracts, it pulls more hair into there. And this is how you get breakage, right? So you're not supposed to be putting anything hot on that tape in once it's applied into your hair. So if you're going to blow dry your hair, you can blow dry where the tape ins aren't with the heat, and then when it comes to the top, you need to put it on like cool setting and kind of blow dry your hair that way. Or best way to go is to air dry. I'm a stickler for letting it air dry and then coming back in and doing it. It does take longer. It does become a day process, but you knew this when you got them in, because what? You got a consultation. Right. Y'all know I'm gonna give it to y'all. Do tape ins hurt or feel tender? If done incorrectly, yes. Because if they're too close to the scalp, they're gonna hurt. They're gonna hurt because they're sitting right, like there's no. Tape ins should be applied about a fourth down, right? You should not be, and if you're doing the sandwiching method, the hair should never be up when you initially put the tape in. The hair should be in the position of the way the hair grows, going down. So, and you would put the top tape in first, and then you would flip that tape in up, and then you would put the other tape in directly on top of that tape in. Not starting from underneath and then coming on top, because that also creates like a tension. So yeah, you can definitely have some tenderness, and you can definitely have tape ins that hurt if they're done incorrectly. How much do tape ins cost? Ooh, child. Are we talking about to get them installed? Are we talking about maintenance? Are we talking because tape ins, really, I never go by what everybody else charges. But if I know that I have a client that's going to be coming into me for maintenance completely on their tape ins, then I will take that into consideration and I will create, like I usually have packages. Like they'll get a tape in package that they can do if they want to do maintenance on their own, and some maintenance with me, I have that package. And then if we have just me doing the application itself, then I have my set fee. So it really just depends on the stylist, your area, trend, all that type of stuff, because a lot of stylists and stuff do stuff like that. But me personally, I'm not like that. It just depends on what package we fall into. And don't forget, you also still have to pay for the hair, right? Which I would have a package that includes the hair, and I have one that doesn't include the hair. So you still have to pay for the hair, which is why we should get a consultation. All right, what type of hair should you buy? Whatever you like. No, so you need to buy hair that blends in with your hair. Please don't be the girl that Eddie Murphy left in Coming to America, because whatever you like attitude. No, it is not whatever you like. You need to buy tape ins that match your texture. Tape ins that are going to make the process easier versus harder, okay? How long does it take to install and take down tape ins? Install maybe an hour to an hour and a half, just depending on what all we're doing. So like if you come in and you're wanting color and stuff like that, that's gonna be closer to like an hour and a half, especially if I'm coming in and I'm trying to put in colored tracks to make them blend or have a certain color pattern throughout the hair. Or if I'm coloring the wefts, right, then of course that process takes longer, because I'm doing that on a different day, letting it dry and all of this. So it just depends. But an actual install, an hour to an hour and a half max. And that's the install. That's not shampoo and condition time. So maybe once we add in the shampoo and the condition, straightening out the hair, I'd say 2 hours total. No more than 2 hours. Hour to hour and a half without the shampoo and condition. If your hair is already shampooed and conditioned, but I don't believe in coming already shampooed and conditioned. Because a lot of times people shampoo and condition and they use products that I wouldn't use, and those products weigh down the hair, put in extra oils in the hair. So I need to know that the hair is properly prepped. So I'd say an hour and a half to 2. Some of y'all about to get mad. Y'all about to be big mad and in your feelings. If your hair is not 5.5 to 6 inches long, 6 inches long, don't get tape ins. Please don't get tape ins. Please don't get tape ins, because it's really kind of like you're gonna waste your money. They won't last as long with you, right? If you have a pixie cut, that's usually about 3 inches in some places, maybe 4 if you left it really long in the front, right? Or if it's not even cut in a style and your hair is just, you know, about that length, you already start with the tape ins 1/4 inch down for install. So with that being said, as the hair is growing, that is really nothing for the hair to kind of like hang to, if that makes sense. So it's easier for them to slip. And then when your hair is that short, you usually always, not intentionally, I can always spot. I can see the line of demarcation. Let me stop lying. I can see it. I can see it, friend. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. Because, yeah, the hair is just too short. So it's not that you can't blend it. It's not that it just takes more work. So I would not suggest it being done if the hair doesn't measure, literally taking out your measure and measuring, or using, you know, the finger to inch rule. If that hair is not that long, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Be mad. I'm not doing it. Can you make your own tape ins? Duh, you can make your own tape ins, and you can watch this video right here where I show you how to make your own tape ins. If you already know how to make your own tape ins and you liked today's video, please go back and check out my previous video about myths and facts for hair growth. All right. In the meantime, I love y'all, Beau days. I love you, all my newcomers. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see y'all in the next video. Hey Jim, thanks for watching my video today. Make sure you check out my previous video, and most importantly, do not forget to subscribe, okay? If you're new to my channel, become fam, click subscribe, and follow me on my social networks. Bye!